What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you by BlueChew.com. Listen, guys, we like sex. Pretty much everybody likes sex. And if you love sex, you'll love BlueChew.com. BlueChew.com offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. At BlueChew.com, you get the first chewables with the same active ingredients, sildenafil or tadalafil, same ingredients in Viagra and Cialis. At BlueChew.com, affiliated physicians work with you to find the correct dosage and active ingredient that's going to work best for your life. Now listen, chewables in general work faster. I know this from weed. The chewables from BlueChew.com can be taken on a full or empty stomach. The online physician consult is free, so it's cheaper than the other two premium brand name drugs. It only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician, and if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. No in-person doctor visit, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at a pharmacy. It ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. The chewables from BlueChew.com are made in the USA. BlueChew.com gives you confidence in bed every single time, and you and your partner will just love it. You chew it and you do it. Now here's the deal. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order for free when you use promo code TIRE. That's BlueChew.com, promo code TIRE, and you get your first order for free. Just pay $5 in shipping. That's it at BlueChew.com. Guys, we're also brought to you by Private Internet Access. Here's something you might not know. The internet follows you around. Actually, you probably know that because you've been fed ads that are related to things you've been seeing on the internet for like years now, okay? But also maybe you've traveled somewhere in the world, right? And you try to like pull up Netflix or pull up some kind of streaming service and be like, this doesn't work here. Well, there's a reason for that. There's geo-fenced content all over the world, right? Private Internet Access is a virtual private network service. And what that does is makes the internet think you are somewhere else. All your internet goes through a secure VPN tunnel, your IP address is hidden, and your data is encrypted. You can use private internet access to swap your IP address for a new one and make it look like you're somewhere else in the world. You can watch all the geo-restricted content on streaming services that would otherwise be unavailable to you. Private internet access is available for all platforms. We have over 2,000 VPN servers in 45 plus countries. They've got a no-log policy in place. That means they don't track where you're going, they don't follow you, and they don't sell that data. You can use one subscription to private internet access to protect up to 10 devices at the same time. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee in place, and the details of this special deal, only with your link can you get complete digital privacy for less than $3 a month and 3 extra months for free. So go to privateinternetaccess.com/tire. That's privateinternetaccess.com/tire to get started. Again, that's privateinternetaccess.com/tire. And of course, we are brought to you by Crown and Caliber, the official watch sponsor of the Smoking Tire Podcast. The Crown and Caliber, listen guys, here's how the watch market works. It's really a lot like the car market. You don't want to take that initial depreciation hit. The thing is that watches are taken like a lot better care of than cars. There's a lot less that can go wrong. So basically what I'm saying is buy a used watch, save a ton of money. It's the same thing once you're wearing it on your wrist. Crown and Caliber has thousands of watches in stock. They have service technicians in stock to make sure these watches are running correctly. And they offer limited mechanical warranties. So if you buy a used watch or a vintage watch from them and it's not working properly once you get it, they can make it right. Crown and Caliber's taken really good care of me for years, guys. They have just They've sent me watches to review. They sponsored the Watch and Listen podcast. And then once I sold them the Watch and Listen podcast entirely, they're over here sponsoring the Smoking Tire podcast. So if you're going to look at used watches, start with the best. They're ethical, they're good people, and they've got a great selection. crownandcaliber.com for all your luxury watch needs. All right, folks, on this show, we got Vinny Russo. It's kind of a cruise show. I guess it's an ex-cruise show. He's calling in from a Curated down in Miami where he is now working. It's a shop that specializes in best of the best supercar restoration and sales. Very, very cool. He's given us a video tour. Unfortunately, his signal's going to get cut out about 25 minutes into the show, and we're going to continue on without him. But it's a good one. With Jay and Nicole Ryan in studio, Vinny Russo calling in on the Smoking Tire Podcast. Oh, willkommen to the studio. It is a good day. We got Jay Ryan on the ones and twos.
What's happening?
And we got Ryan over here. Over here.
She's sitting in.
Not prepared at all. Sorry, but
doesn't have her cans on or anything.
I know. I just dove bombed right on you, Nicole. I'm sorry.
She thought she was auditing.
If you'd like to speak, get your microphone closer. And the lovely Mrs. Ryan, also in studio. And we got Vinny Russo, live and direct from Miami.
East Coast.
Is that the new We Are Curated shop? It looks sick.
Yeah, this is our upstairs area here. So I was gonna save the good stuff for when we got into it. Oh, it's super trendy.
So Vinny, well, you're in fucking Miami. So Vinny had to leave us. He had to leave me and Hannah and the cats and abandon us. But then he went to Texas, which, you know, nobody wants to be doing that. But at least now he's gone to Miami at a new job at We Are Curated. Which, Vinny, what the fuck you doing down there, buddy?
So Curated was established.
Oh wait, is it just Curated now?
Well,
it's not We Are.
So the website's We Are Curated, but we usually go by because we have Curated Investments and then Curated Restorations. Oh. So I'm running the restoration and service shop here that just got expanded out another 4,000 square feet, which I'll give the viewers a tour when we get around to that. But so that's what I'm down here doing now. So I got to be a little closer to my doctors and my family, and unfortunately further away from you guys. But I'm here in spirit.
Yeah, but when I can fly again, I'd much rather fly to Miami than Houston.
Oh my God, yeah, I know.
Just in general.
Yeah. And wait do you and your viewers see the toys that I get to play with every day here?
Well, yeah. So Curated is fundamentally a Lambo restoration shop, right? But it works a little differently than other restoration shops.
Yeah, so we specialize. It got started out just doing sales, and they specialize in like 70s, 80s, and 90s supercars. So your Diablos, your Miras, your Countaches, and then they get into a lot of the Ferrari stuff. Right now we have an F50, an F40, and an Enzo here. I mean, the list, you should see, I'll show you when we go through. Everything here is very rare. Everything here has either the lowest miles of anything in the world or has some sort of historical significance, which I've got a couple of cars here that'll show you that. So it's a really unique kind of a special place. And once they started selling these cars, the customers needed a place to have them serviced. And a lot of the newer Lambo dealers won't touch a Countach or a Diablo. Some will, but a lot of them
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some Countach owners have Countaches that just never need maintenance. Also.
Because you drive them.
You know what? Yours. Tomorrow, I am, but tomorrow that's coming to an end because apparently I've gotten the word that the Peterson is going to be allowed to reopen in short
your
order.
Car's going there.
Yeah, so it's doing an 8-month. Bid, like upstate, it's doing like a prison sentence, like
it's getting sent
like
up.
A car, yeah, like in my office, I got that picture of Al Capone's jail cell from Eastern State Penitentiary. Like it's a pretty baller jail cell. A couple people have come to my office and be like, "Dude, whose wine cave is that?" And I'm like, "Yo, that was literally Al Capone's jail cell," and it was pretty baller for like a 1920s jail cell. But like that's kind of what the Peterson is going to be, just a real baller Lamborghini prison.
Are we going to do take one spot at West Side and just do like a memorial for it, just like an empty lift with a little sign?
Yo, I gotta get the like the Star Wars 3D like Halo projectors.
That'll be my only hope.
Yeah, a hologram. Awesome. The word I was looking for was fucking hologram, by the way. In case you were wondering, if that
Stroanna is strong. The answer is yes, because I forgot the word hologram.
So
what is the fucking glowing orb behind you, Vinny? Oh, it's just an umbrella with a light. It's just a mini studio, right?
Yeah, so John does John Tamarian's the founder and owner of the place, and he does his podcast here. So I was stealing his lighting. You know,
it was very dramatic.
It
there
was,
we go.
but
Yeah,
it doesn't really need to be.
John, back in the day, I think it was 2009, he ran remember the Palm Beach Supercar weekend that me and Gene Sanchez came down and he hooked us up with spikers to drive? That was his event.
That was his event. He's still involved with like the Miami Concours he puts on at the Design District, and he does some other stuff. So he's big in South Florida with all these things here. So
I'll
give you
how many ultra low mile or special provenance, that's such a select business model. Like eventually, you're gonna run out of cars. There's not that many. Oh, here we go. Wait, we're looking over the balcony here. We've got, is that the Murcielago that raced at Le Mans? Is that the race car?
Yep, that's a Murcielago RGT. This is the car that was
so cool.
It was. So when Lamborghini announced that they were going to start racing these cars, that was the car in the booth at the Paris Auto Show.
Wow. For those of you who are just doing the audio version of this show, I understand. You might not want to go for the video show. You might not want to pull up YouTube. Maybe you're commuting to work or whatever. But Jay spent a lot of time on the studio and the cameras and the shit. And now we've got Vinny in Florida showing us the Geneva Auto Show Mercy race car. So you might want to go to the video show later in the day. Wait, go back to the balcony, Vinny. I want to see what the fuck was down there.
I also probably want to subscribe to the Smoking Tire podcast.
I'll keep
thank you. Subscribe to the Smoking Tire podcast on YouTube. Is that a 348 Spider of some kind?
Or 355 Spider.
Okay.
Manual transmission. Everything we have here is manual transmission if it came in manual. So you've got Mercy Roadster.
Oh, the Mercy Roadster manual. Yeah.
Great car.
Yeah. They probably didn't make a lot of those. Mercy Roadsters in general really suck, but there's probably not a lot of those.
This is a 550 manual transmission. Really nice spec. Black with red and carbon interior.
Oh, we just had that identical spec in here for the open house, but it was a Barchetta. Ha! One up. That's right. Shout out to Doug Cohen who brought that over. That thing was fire. Do you see that thing downstairs?
We have in our storage the Barchetta serial number 01 actually
there it is.
Currently for sale.
There it is. Really? Someone tell Bruce that there's a VIN number 1 car for sale. Get him on it.
Yeah. He'll grab it.
Get him on it.
Yeah.
Actually, the flatbed driver just showed up today to pick up Bruce Meyer's Fox Body Mustang that he lent us for the open house. And the guy shows up and he goes, "Oh, I'm here. I'm picking up a car for Bruce." And we pulled the Fox Body. He goes, I did not expect that. He thought he was expecting a Bugatti or some shit. He's like, didn't think I was picking up an 88 CHP car. Wait, what else? All right, man, what else is down there? Oh, okay. Is that one of those purple, Momo edition or whatever, Lambos?
Looks like 2 of them.
So it's a special edition. Oh, wait. There's a third one over here.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez.
All purple Diablos.
That's not the Victoria's Secret edition, is it?
No, is that the SE30 or the Momo?
This is the SE30.
The SE30.
This is the SE30 Joda, which has the blue suede interior.
Oh my God! Purple over blue.
That is something.
It's heinous.
It's criminal.
It's absolutely heinous.
Yeah.
And you can see that even.
It's really ugly. Oh no! Did Vinny just cut out? Did we lose a Vinny?
Did we lose him?
Oh, he's back.
Dropped out, but he's back.
There he is. He's back.
All right,
points for going. Oh, that's a Cizeta Marauder.
There you go.
That is a Cizeta Marauder.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
This was from the Sultan of Brunei's collection.
Of course it was. I've never seen a Cizeta Marauder in person. How much wider is it than a Diablo, which is 12 feet away from it right now? Is it much wider?
Yeah, it's quite wider.
Really?
Yeah. So if we count tiles, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, count floor tiles.
Smart.
4 and change versus maybe 3.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a lot wider. So if you've never heard of a Cizeta Marauder, it kind of looks like a Diablo, right?
Yeah.
But
because the designer was the designer of the Diablo.
Right, but then they fired him and they redesigned the Diablo and he was not happy about it. Yeah. And so he designed this thing. which has a transverse V16.
Yes.
I don't even know where that
Mid-engine?
engine came from. Like where
They made 2 Ferrari 308 motors with custom intakes and custom crank, and then it's basically what they came up with.
Wow, 2 308 motors.
Yeah,
I'll
with
tell
a
you what, if
with
you
a
were
with a
gonna-
Countach ZF transmission.
No, well, no, that can't be right because the Countach is longitudinal and a T is
Yeah.
the V16
It's
is
got
transverse.
it's got a special transfer case because that goes in between the 2 motors.
Get the fuck out of here! It goes
it's
on
super-
in between them.
Yeah, it's really complicated, but it's but that's how it works.
Have you ever seen that car actually move? Has it been driven?
I drove it.
You
Yeah, I
drove
drove
it? What was
Yeah.
it like to drive?
It's a mess, like all the other like all the other Italian cars. No, it actually it sounds.
What do you mean?
Incredible.
My Italian car is nice. It's not a mess. My Italian car drives great.
Yeah, if you compare it to a Lexus, it's a mess. But if you
That's
compare it to
true.
the other Italian cars, it's amazing.
That's true. Good point.
But so this
Touche.
one actually, the thing that's cool about this is the sound. I mean, it's incredible the way that it sounds with the quad headlights that pop up. The experience on it's very, very cool.
Yeah, it has 4 pop-up headlights. Is it
Yeah.
4 or 6?
4. Yeah, it's got
Is it
4.
6?
But aren't
Yeah.
there 6 panels?
Wait,
The
but
panels
aren't
go
there
all the way up the
6?
hood.
The panels go all the way up the hood, but it's only 4. It's only 4 pop-ups. So
Wow.
2 and then the high beams pop up.
Jay, can you
So
get a
I can do it.
picture of a Cizeta? It's Cizeta with the
see if I can-
pop-ups up. It looks so fucking crazy with the pop-ups actually up. Oh, you're right. It is 4. It almost looks like it's a Diablo like kit car or something. Like
Yeah,
it's
we
like
get that a
someone
lot.
took some
Totally looks like a
crazy
kit car.
right? But like, it's so wild. But you understand, like from the B pillar forward, it's basically a Diablo with an extra set of pop-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they Chrysler had taken over Lamborghini at the time, and they hated the back, and so you end up with a much more plain back in the regular Diablo. With the top mount radiators instead of these crazy Testarossa like side mount radiators. It's a fucking nutty looking car, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they even made a spider. They made a couple of spiders, I think. Look at
Yeah.
the yellow one on the right, Jay, I believe is a spider.
Yeah,
Actually,
look at that.
it's definitely worse as a
It is
spider.
unattractive as a spider.
It's
It
definitely
looks half
ugly.
built. It's not finished.
Whoa, but Jay, look, there's a picture of the top in operation. V16 TTJ Spider. Whoa.
Wow.
Ugh.
It's a full
a lot going on.
clam with a there's
There's a lot going on
happening
before
there.
they knew how to move stuff
Yeah,
like that
right?
around.
There's a
you
lot
know?
going on. Wow, is
Like
that
a fighter jet.
And then Vinny's got us looking. Wait, go back to that, Jay. The inside of this Mercy race car. This would have been weird as hell to race. These cars. Is this car 4-wheel drive, Vin, or is it rear drive?
I think it's only rear.
Man,
I haven't driven this one yet, but
I bet.
I
Is
will-
it street legal? No way.
No.
Okay. All right.
No, dude, look at the doors. All carbon and watch
Oh,
that.
that's cool. It's super flimsy.
Because
Wow.
they're so light. There's nothing
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
them.
No, that's super cool. Okay, then we got Countach, we got Miura.
So that's 8,000 miles original, not
Ooh.
restored.
How does the
And it's-
interior look compared to mine on that one?
Yeah, it's
a lot. Is it better?
As good, if not better.
Well, it should be. Mine's got
Yeah.
30,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks really, really nice. That's really
looks
clean.
brand new.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah.
brand new.
This guy
Mine's
is
pretty good,
completely
but it ain't
obsessed.
brand new. I assure you, it's got a.
The only thing it's missing is it's got silver wheels instead of your gold.
Well, gold is just better.
Gold
Yeah,
looks
look,
better.
as
Look
the
at it
Miura
side by side.
as
yeah.
the Miura next to it demonstrates that red over gold is actually correct. That
So
Miura.
this is-
holy shit.
Yeah.
Miura SV
Every
red
time.
over gold
Every
Fuck
time.
me. There's some stacked up shit in this shop. Okay, wow, look
That
at
might
that.
be orange on gold,
Is that
which
orange?
is
It's
maybe
orange.
hotter.
It's orange. Yeah,
It's
yeah, more
orange?
than
That's
orange. Yeah.
I like that even more.
The Miura seats, if you've never seen the seats of a Miura, there are 2 pieces. The headrest is not connected to the seat. The headrest is just stuck on the bulkhead. It's hysterical. Such a weird car. And then another Diablo, Roadster.
Roadster.
That's like an early Roadster, no way. Oh,
You know
wow,
what this-
Jaguar XJ15. Fuck me. Jesus, this shop has some things.
Dude, we haven't even got.
There are some things in there. An XJR15. Wow. That's like, it's basically a Le Mans. It's like a Group C. Is that Group C?
Well,
Yeah.
222.
I think the XJR15 was a Group C homologation Le Mans car, and then you have the Jag XJ220 next
Wait,
to it.
let's do this.
Do you have can you open it?
Interior? Yeah.
Were all the XJR15s right-hand drive? I think they all were.
Yeah, they all were.
Ugh, it looks like a Le Mans car. They just don't give a fuck.
There's nothing.
Where are your legs supposed to go? I mean, where is any part of a human body?
It looks like you're sitting below the pedal box,
I could
right?
hear the flimsiness of that door close through a Zoom call.
Yeah.
That was a weight-obsessed door close, right? That was like not a G-Wagon. It was like the opposite of a G-Wagon. Like a stiff breeze would rip that fucking thing right off.
Totally.
Yeah, XJ220. Then there's another Enzo.
Another Enzo.
Oh no, I think that's just the
Is
first.
that a white
Enzo.
Countach cop car?
Oh no, you know
Okay.
what the white Countach is? That's the Monaco Grand Prix pace car.
Oh, look at that thing. Oh,
Legit.
no wing, but it's got a light bar. That is awesome.
I know the owner of that car, and he lives in Los Angeles, and he also owned the 550 Barchetta that was here.
Oh,
he is the
no
homie.
kidding. I didn't realize
Shout
that
out
was-
to Doug. Oh
did
my
not
God, it's got
realize.
a blue interior. That's great. What the fuck is that,
What
Van?
are those?
What's that thing? Those buttons or speakers?
They're speakers.
Wow.
For what? For the radio?
Yeah.
Sun visor tune-up speaker.
Wow. So those are speakers for like the safety car radio?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Look how much different the interior is than yours.
That's crazy.
What are those? What is that air conditioning controls in front of the shifter boot?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, so right now the engine's out getting serviced. That's why there's no shifter in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's light switches for the fog or for the fog lights
bar.
and the bar, and then AC stuff. And of course, but it's an Italian car, so it still has to have a cigarette lighter.
Oh, so actually it has the same knobs as mine. They're
Yeah.
just rearranged. What year is that car, Vin? It's
gotta
older
be
than mine.
80.
It's a
Well, it's 80. Yeah, 82. Was
Oh,
from
82.
Grand Prix,
Oh,
so-
yeah. So that would have the older stuff anyway. So that's a
Yeah.
5000S Euro. That's awesome. Oh, and there's an Alpha 8C.
Which is one of my favorites.
That's a
They
pretty
look
car.
great. They drive like fucking garbage.
Oh, wait.
I've driven. You've
Another
never,
XJ220.
Yeah, you've
That's
never
a
been
bummer.
more disappointed by something.
It's one of the best looking cars.
I mean, garbage. Okay, garbage is like it's not garbage, but like because I've driven garbage, it's not garbage, but it's like it's a set of Olin's dampers away from being really nice. Like the suspension tuning is horrific.
is it too hard or
Yeah.
too soft?
It's a sloppy mess. Yeah, it's a sloppy mess. Yeah,
Shame.
but it looks great. It
Shame.
sounds great.
Here's another XJ220.
I'm bored of these already. Move
Seriously.
on. Move on.
All right. How about
Whoa!
Wow.
Is that
Purple and yellow. Is that a
purple
Laker
over
car?
yellow?
Lakers.
this is the only Diablo to leave the factory with yellow interior from the factory. It's a Monterey edition Diablo, which is extremely rare.
It's
there's probably
heinous.
It's worse than the last one.
It's so ugly.
It's so ugly.
Purple over yellow. Dude, you ever been to Graceland? You ever been to
Oh,
Graceland?
Graceland's better.
Have you been in the jungle room?
This is not
the
as
jungle
bad.
room yellow.
The jungle room is not as bad. This is worse.
The jungle room is pretty fucking bad.
These are the wrong. It's the wrong shade of purple and
really-
yellow to
yeah.
go together.
It's
It depends on how
terrible.
it depends on how the light hits it, because it's more of a dark navy blue, like almost Michigan colors,
Oh.
and then when the light hits it right, it goes purple.
So it's okay. Well,
All right. She went
It's
to
still
me.
ugly.
with
Look,
chromes,
it's still
it's
ugly.
definitely
those are
of
those
the-
are fat,
purple about Michigan
those are
colors.
factory
Just
chrome
gonna say
Monterey
that.
wheels. There's probably less than a dozen sets of those wheels in the world.
I mean, they're ugly. Good.
Yeah,
There's
well,
probably a
don't-
dozen sets because
don't
they
make
made
any
12
more.
and went, never again, please. Whoa, there's an Bugatti EB110, which has the prettiest throttle linkage of any car ever made. Very cool. Yeah, there's a lot going
So
on here.
this guy already doesn't look like much, but
You're
it's
right.
absolute base model, manual transmission, 400 original miles.
Whatever.
So over in the corner, we have a Mercy, which is balloon white over red with manual transmission, Speedline wheels. That's a really pretty car. This is a customer's car that we're doing some upgrades to for the air conditioning and some other things. He drives the piss out of this thing. In fact, look at the mirror, the windows.
Oh, wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Lexan windows. Yeah.
Is that just on a street car? He's just like, I'm
Yeah.
just going to go with Lexan. Why?
Yep. Full straight car. Because he's insane.
That's
He's completely
awesome.
insane.
I mean,
So-
that's cool. I guess that's crazy. Oh, black gold wheels, the Countach.
love
That's
it.
very good.
Love it.
with black interior, 4,000
Yeah.
original miles on that.
That's good. I'm
Dean-
so glad mine's not black because, like, it would be tough to take care of.
Here
but
in LA too? Forget it.
Not here,
Forget it.
The one I saw in LA that was black, it looked tired. The
Yeah.
paint looked really tired.
So there's two cars here that I need to show that I wanted to really show Matt. This
another
is one of
220.
them.
Oh wow! It's
Oh,
a five.
cool.
Is that a 500 SEC wide body or a
500
560?
SEC, 500
that's
SEC
awesome.
wide body. Wait,
Going? No going.
That's an AMG.
No
It's a
going.
Euro car, crazy wide body. Oh, with the seats.
Oh, that's
And it's
awesome.
got all the buttons on the steering
That's
wheel
amazing.
too. It's the Gambala interior.
Full gimbal interior. This interior when it was new was $45,000.
Oh my God!
And you got to remember, this is
Is there a
this is the
fridge?
mid-
That looks like a
this is the-
fridge, right? Yeah, it's
Oh,
got
yeah,
the
totally
fridge.
fridge.
Yeah, it's
Champagne
definitely
fridge?
a fridge. Yeah.
Oh
This
my
this
God.
was
That's awesome.
this was we're waiting to get. Dude, the gauge cluster is all digital. There's
oh
no
my
fuel.
God.
There's no fuel gauge. It just has a fuel light.
What year
What?
is this car?
85.
Holy
There's no
smokes.
fuel light.
Yeah, but it's got
What?
a cam in it and all kinds of engine work done to it as well from Gimbala.
Maybe it's because when you do that many drugs, you're always going to gas stations anyway.
Yeah.
I spent when I was doing the most drugs, I definitely spent the most time at gas stations. Maybe that's why. There's like you'll just be there. You'll be
the
there
only-
anyway.
The only thing more Miami than that car is this car.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Book 'em, Tubbs.
That's a Testarossa on rims. Those look like those modern HRE reproduction, right? Are those HREs? They are. Wow, I'm good at this.
Wow, buddy.
I'm pretty good at this. Those are the 3-piece. Those are what I would put on an old Ferrari if I was gonna put rims. But those are big as fuck, aren't they?
Yeah.
Go back.
They're-
But that's pretty cool looking though. It's
Yeah,
definitely
he's got
better
a
than
couple of
any
things.
other rims.
Yeah, and he's got a couple of things like he's got blacked out side markers and a couple
Is
other
that a
things to it.
splitter on it too? It's got a front
It does have
splitter on it.
something. I think, yeah.
Is that like the 512M lower valance?
I believe so. Yeah, because look, it's got an intake on the side over here.
Oh yeah, it's asymmetrical. Wow, that's crazy. That's a hilarious car. Every one of those I see in LA that's got a white interior has that same black garment bag over the fucking seat. They all have the same. You know, they're all driving around with the garment bag on the seat.
So
That's cool,
gonna show
man.
you-
You guys got some shit in that place. Wow.
I'm going to show you the wheel. I'm going to show you the wheel on that.
Oh,
and
there
you
we
can
go.
figure out what
That's
is.
F50. Yeah, it's F50.
That's
F50s,
F50s.
man. We all should have bought them when they were. Everyone should have mortgaged their house when those things were $400,000. Nobody wanted
That
them
is-
for like
Yep.
5 years.
Forever.
It's F50 serial number 01 F50.
But like, if you're only working on serial number ones, like there's so few cars. Like
Limiting your
I
client
feel like
base.
every possible car that falls within this place's wheelhouse is already in their showroom. like Vinny goes down there and it's like, guys, we've got all the VIN ones. There's no other VIN ones left of anything. Oh, the Gullwing with the hardtop? That's terrible, isn't it? Look at that.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
seems a shame.
300 SL Gullwing with a hardtop on it. That's
Yeah.
fucking cool, man. So wait, you guys are a dealer, but you're also a customer restoration shop?
Yeah, so we do sales, we do service on all these like kind of oddball cars, and then we do restoration as well.
What is an engine out in a fucking Cizeta cost?
I don't know. We have to do a water pump on that car, and I'm scared to even get into that.
Well, you're the perfect person because I'm sure that thing uses the same water pump as like, I don't know,
Something else.
some
Well, I
Fiat
put-
commercial truck or something, right?
I put fuel pumps in it, and the fuel pumps came out of an '82 Lancia.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
You called it, yeah.
I mean, that sounds right. I mean,
Yeah.
I bet you there isn't an exotic car in the world that doesn't use a fuel pump that's out of like some other whatever car, except maybe McLaren. They
This
probably
is the
make-
one thing
oh.
Matt's waiting for right here.
Oh, is that Cressig?
For your Countach.
That's a Cressig exhaust for a Countach. Which, if you ever want to hear the best sounding car in the world, pull up. If we play just the audio from a YouTube video, will we get in trouble? Not music.
I don't have an answer to that.
Let's try it. It's.
I don't know how we
can.
can get it there.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of how we can.
Oh, get sound? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, never mind. Is Vinny gone? Oh. Uh-oh, he's frozen.
I hope he comes back.
I know, I do too. But if you've never heard a Crescent exhaust on a Countach,
He probably doesn't know he's frozen.
one of the greatest things you've ever heard. But that exhaust he was showing a picture of is like $15,000.
Oh.
It's like 3D printed titanium. It's so crazy.
Would you ever do anything like that to your car?
I mean, yeah, if I didn't care about $15,000.
No, I mean, but your car is so clean and so original.
My
Would
car
you
does
do
not
it?
have a stock exhaust on it. The stock
You're kidding.
exhaust for my car is in my closet. Is in a closet at my house.
So you already did do something.
No, I bought it like that. The car has an Albertoni exhaust on it from the late '80s. Albertoni was like a Lambo tuner.
I remember
I think he was
those.
in Pennsylvania.
Bertoni
And
exhausts were the way to go.
Exactly. And so this is a Bertoni exhaust.
Wow.
Yeah, I have the stock exhaust, but somebody offered to make me exhaust. It was a company you've heard of. It started with an S, but I can't remember. Fab Speed.
Fab Speed,
yeah,
sure.
They don't start with an S, but it was Fab Speed. but to their credit, they offered to do it like straight up on the arm. But I would have had to ship the car
Right.
to wherever they're at, which is far away. So it netted out to be like, fuck it. That's
is
pretty
what it
much.
is.
We landed on fuck it, and I'm glad we did too, because like now the car's gonna sit in a museum for 8 months. Like if I'd done all that and then it's going straight to a museum, like well that was kind of a waste, wasn't it?
Did you know it was going into the museum when you did that like fancy detail on it and all the stuff, and you haven't been
Like-
driving it lately? Did you know it was
Like a
going
couple
to
weeks
the
ago?
museum? Yeah,
yes. That's why I did the fancy detail.
There
But
you go.
then, fucking get this. Then I said I would do a photo shoot with it this morning for AJ Baim at the Wall Street Journal. He was writing something about Countaches or whatever. So I go, can you guys, they wanted to take pictures of it this morning, and I go, can you guys come to my new place? It looks really cool. It's like, it looks awesome, and we can shoot it. And I didn't say that it has to go to a museum tomorrow and it was freshly detailed or anything like that. I just said, like, just because it looks cool in here, come on. And they were like, no, we really want to do it at the beach. I went, all right. And I didn't put up a fight. So it was this morning. So I went to the beach for this morning. You know where this is going?
Need another detail?
Yeah.
Of course.
The car was covered in fucking ash.
Oh, from
Ash.
the fires.
Yeah, I was there for an hour and there was ash
Just
all
from the
over
air.
the car. Just from the air. Looked like it got snowed
Did you
on.
do photos?
Did I?
Could you get them?
Yes,
Okay.
because from like 20 feet away, you couldn't really see it.
Okay.
But like, yeah, you could polarize it out kind of, and it wasn't like the worst. I wasn't like...
Not
it
like a
wasn't-
foggy day.
No, and not like those cars you see up in Oregon that are like, look like they have snow caked
Yeah, right,
on
right,
them.
right.
It was like, it looked like snow had flurried all over it, but
But you
nonetheless.
can't go put it in a museum
Yeah,
looking like that, right?
nonetheless,
At the Peterson Auto
it now
Museum.
needs some more work, and it's my fault. I didn't tell them. If I could have said, "Hey, listen, it's raining ash. Do you mind? Do you mind if we do this inside?" I could have said that, but instead, I fucking bit my tongue, and I get what I get because that's what you get for biting your tongue, right? It is. If you don't speak up and you just then you end up having a podcast where you just complain about things later, and people are like, "I didn't know. You should have told me." And I was like, "I'd rather just bitch on my podcast and smoke more weed."
That's a whole different thing.
Right?
I'm hoping Vinny is going to join us again here because we can't do it. I mean, we're ready for him. He's just not here.
He's just gone.
Hopefully he'll sign back in.
Well,
But
he'll have to figure it out. Well, we're here now.
can you tell me how your open house went for you? Because
Dude,
this is the first time I've seen you look
pull
like
up-
a human being again.
Well, that's because work today is real easy. Like the things leading up to the open house were so stressful, and then the open house itself was really totally fine. I mean, we had like no issues. We had Nate Hassler, who works with me over at Road and Track, took some amazing photographs. People brought really nice presents. We signed up some memberships. It was all gravy. But it was 3 days of like 6 hours of talking so loud.
By the time I saw you Sunday, you were hoarse.
My voice,
Behind your
my voice
mask,
was
you
super
were
fucked.
hoarse.
Yeah, and it's still kind of fucked. But which is fine. But it's like talking through a mask, and we had our the mask isn't that big of a deal, but we had our exhaust fans on full blast. So I'm giving tours and like, it was like, hey, it's coronavirus friendly, right? The fans are going, the air is moving, like cool, but like, you have to like scream. So, but no, I mean, people came through and gave each other distance and drank our free coffee and
oh, that was cool. That coffee guy was awesome.
Dude, Manny, shout out to Manny's
great.
Coffee. And this guy rolls up. Had his whole little cart guy. He's in the video I just edited that I'm going to show the walk around for the open house. But he brought a printer that could print on coffee foam.
Yeah.
For real.
Literally.
Like we thought he was like, do you want to stencil your logo on the drinks? And I was like, we thought he would have a stencil and like, shake some cinnamon over it or something. But like he put the foam on the drink and then put it in a box that kind of looked like a 3D printer box.
Yeah.
And it went neat, 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 and it ink jetted whatever the fuck it uses. Like it did my logo, but then it also was doing like actual. I didn't put it in on Instagram yet, Jay.
Oh, okay. I was trying to find it.
I don't think I have one on Instagram, but he was doing like images. Like I took a picture of a car and then it printed it on there.
Oh, so it's not just words or whatever. You can do
anything.
Oh,
Some
that's
things
wild.
like work a little better than others. We tried putting Vinny's caddy, and I think because it was white. That's why it didn't work. Whereas we took a picture of my little red car, and that one worked a little better. But like logos, like the round WCCS logo,
That was
like,
perfect.
Yeah, that
It
was
was
great.
crisp
Yeah.
and clean.
He didn't charge extra for that. He was like, "You want us to put the logo?"
Probably charged it.
He goes, "You want us to put the logo on the shit?" And we're like, "Yeah, we do." He goes, "Okay," and that was it. There was no extra charge. It was great. Manny ruled. And then the donut wall was great.
Donut wall was great.
Hannah is such a G. Like she just like all that extra stuff. Like it's like, okay, you could get a donut wall, right? But Hannah then made a custom sign for the donut wall.
It was a pegboard.
It was a pegboard with donuts, and then it said, "All I need is a donut and a place to park my Ferrari." Like, it's just a lovely, extra little. She made a lot of little extra things. Like
Yes.
we had these pint glasses, but she took like every single one of them and put yellow paper and ribbon and like made it a gift bag. Like, and there was like
Wow, that's
200
awesome.
of them. You know what I mean? So and a couple of my friend Jen and a couple other people like really helped so much with like the extras, the over the top, and like the sign is gone from in here, but like the talking head signs.
Oh, those were great.
Did you see the
You
talking
may
head
ask
signs?
yourself.
The end. You may ask yourself signs. Like the only one that's left is. We left two.
I saw one just
No, we left
earlier today. It must have been on the front door.
No, the downstairs bathroom one that says, "Can you write on this wall?" Because you can't
Oh,
write on
that's
the
right.
wall. That one is still there, and we left one more, and I forget. But we have like 20 of them. Maybe I'll. I don't know. Maybe if people want them, I'll like sign them and send them to you or something.
kind
If
of a cool thing.
somebody really wants one, I'll sign one and send it to someone. But I hate offering shit like that because when I do, then when nobody asks, I'm like, wah, wah. That's why I never say to a fan, like, if you want a picture with me, you have to ask. Because I won't be like, would you like to get a picture? Because people have been like, nah.
I'm good.
And I'm
That's
like,
the most
okay.
awkward thing in the world.
Right?
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Yes, me too. It's
Yes.
worst.
It's the worst.
No big deal.
So Hannah sees socially awkward fans and she brings them over. That's what she does.
She pulls the wallflowers.
Yeah, at car shows and shit, she'll walk like 30 feet behind me and see who notices me and like taps their friend and whatever, but then doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And she'll go right to that person and go, "Do you want to get a picture with Matt?" And she'll bring them over.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's totally helpful.
Yeah,
You've got a handler. Or they have a handler.
It makes them happy because they weren't going to ask and I wasn't going to offer.
Yep.
So, and then once it's negotiated, like, oh, it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course you can. Of course you can.
Awkward barrier breached.
Yeah, right. But and we were able to keep the facility really, really clean. And Yeah, I did a lot. People are pretty mesmerized when you run the lifts. I guess
Dude.
I'm kind of used to them at this point. But when you run the lifts, people are pretty into it.
The last night I was here before the open house, you were starting to fill the lifts. Remember? I
Yeah.
stayed like an hour after we
just
were done.
watching.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
stood down there. It was like a little kid at a construction site. I told this story on our show the other day. I felt like what I had when I was a little kid, when my dad would take me to the airport or the construction site, anywhere you were going to see something that you wouldn't normally see. It's a big
I have
Matchbox
rolled
set.
up in a tube. I got to take it to the framers this week. The Fisher Price like parking garage thing.
We
It's
just
like a
talked
poster of the Fisher Price parking garage.
We just talked about this yesterday.
We got a poster of it like this big. It's gonna hang in the office.
Oh, that's the coolest.
Yeah.
We were
Hannah
looking on
worked
eBay
on
trying
that.
to buy one of them.
Yeah, they're probably hard to find actually. Are they around? No,
He
they're
found
around.
a couple that were around and not that expensive either.
Oh, all right, cool. Right. The poster was neat. I'm excited for that.
Poster's gonna be great. Can I talk about what? Can I ask you one thing that I heard about from Hannah, from your open house? Your
Sure.
dad came to town.
Oh yeah, he did. He
How was that
surprised
for
me.
you?
It was amazing because I haven't seen him since December, and I didn't expect him to come. And if he asked me if I thought it was a good idea, I would have told him to not come. But at the same time, like having him here was really nice. I mean, he's such a good like businessman, and he's been so helpful, and I think and all the things, and I think it was really nice for him to see, not only to see it like finished, but to see like people react to it and stuff like that. And apparently, a lot of people said very nice things to him, including Tom Segura went way out of his way to say something very nice about me to my dad, which was really, really, really nice of him. My dad was like, "That guy who you said was a super famous comic," he said something. You know, I'm not going to repeat it, but it was very nice. So
Wow.
if you're out there, Tom, thank you very much. And
That's awesome.
yeah, and it was cool. And my dad was, I think, closing some deals too. I think my dad was really he was talking to some people, and he was getting people very excited. He
moving and shaking out
He
here?
handed me off a couple people that were definitely warmed up already.
Oh, he was selling spots.
Yeah, no, he was making
yeah.
moves. Oh, not his deals.
No, that's awesome.
No, he was trying to run away from his deals.
That's so great. The only reason I asked was Hannah showed me the video of when you got surprised. And I melted. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I thought it
Yeah,
was the
Eric
coolest.
participated in that ruse as well. He told me that there was a VIP customer coming in, super heavy hitter, and that I should literally prepare myself to deal with some guy who was like the king of the universe.
You're
And I'm
like, I've been around the world, right?
No, I don't know. I mean, Eric knows people too. I mean, he's got he's been in the valet business for a long time, so he actually has like some interesting type clients. So it wasn't. I was sort of like, what? But it wasn't like it was.
You were in a blur already at that point anyway.
I already was kind of a mess, and so it was easy to put one over on me.
Gosh, that's still awesome. Super cool.
I did cry. No, if you saw the video, you saw me cry. I did cry when my dad showed up.
I just thought it was the coolest.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good one. My family, Hannah and I, we pull ruses on each other. When I went to propose to her, I showed up in New York unannounced.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, on Thanksgiving. On a Thanksgiving I wasn't supposed to be there for.
Did her family know and stuff?
Only her mom.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then on her 40th birthday, we went on vacation to my family's place in South Carolina, but she did not know that over 20 of her family members were coming there also. And I arranged it so they weren't all just there like surprise. They showed up staggered. One at a time.
Oh, so multiple surprises
for like 12 hours. She had like by the time it was like the 7th or 8th person, Hannah actually had like a full-on breakdown. She couldn't take it anymore. She's like, "You have to tell me how many people are coming." She's like, I can't.
Because when will it stop, right?
How many more are there? She's like, because it had been like
It's a
8
roller
hours.
coaster.
And it was like her parents, and then her brother, and then her sister, and her other sister, and her fucking college roommate. And then it was like, you know what I mean? And I was like, and then the cat, and like everybody. It just like everything. I had so many people staggered that it completely bugged her out. Yeah, but making my dad show up was a good one, and it was weird. Like I didn't, I wore masks around, mask around my that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, but he came, which is awesome. Yeah, it's fucking. I didn't realize how long it had been since like I'd seen them.
When did you say it was?
December.
That's a long
That's a long
time. It's almost
fucking time.
a year.
Yeah, it's a long time.
The world was fine back then. It was normal. Everything was just the way it used to be.
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah. And normally I see them 4 or 5 times a year, which is, God, it went by quick, didn't it?
Between that and everything you've been doing,
It
you
went-
would have been here for the last 6 months anyway.
Yeah,
You
probably.
would have been here in this building.
But he would have come out a few times.
Yes,
He's retired.
yes.
He has the time.
Yeah.
He could do it. But and he said, fortunately, he was the only person in first class. So I'm
that's
pretty sure
nice.
he didn't get COVID on the plane. Pretty sure he went with the mask and the plastic. He
did the visor, too.
He did the visor. Yeah, but he didn't. Talk to Doug DeMuro, and he told me he flew to Nantucket wearing a mask and ski goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long flight. I understand. Long flight. But he said he sat down
It's a
and there
long
wasn't
flight.
anyone within like 30 feet of him, and he felt kind of silly.
Oh, that's
But-
funny. Where does he live?
San Diego.
Oh, that is a long
Yeah,
flight.
San Diego to
I thought he was
Nantucket's
on the
like
East Coast.
almost the longest flight you can take in the continental
On the-
U.S.
yeah, absolutely.
I think Seattle to Miami might be a little farther, but not by much. It's pretty.
Miami Anchorage. That's about it.
Oh yeah, no, I said continental.
Oh,
I
you
said
did,
continental.
you did.
Yeah, Miami Anchorage is fucking far. I did. Speaking of travel, I did speak to my friend Thaddeus, who's in Dubai, who did mention. Now, there's the letter of the law and the morality of the law, right? And then there's the morality of safety and just being a good and moral person.
Mm-hmm.
And Thaddeus did mention to me that if you can fly to Dubai from America right now if you present a negative COVID test at the airport. They are allowing this within 24 hours.
Does everybody know that? I thought you couldn't.
I think Dubai is one of the countries or the UAE is one of the countries that is not exempt from U.S. travel.
Okay.
Right now, it may have been at one point, but it's not
Actually,
right now.
our friend Sid just went back home to Dubai.
To Dubai,
Yeah, that was
and
like 2 weeks
so
ago.
if you present a negative COVID test, you can go to Dubai.
Okay.
And then from there, it's a 3-hour flight to the Seychelles, which is like an islands chain, sort of like Tahiti, where people hide money.
Okay.
But you can charter sailboats and sail around there on vacation. So it is possible to do a yacht-based vacation right now if you go through Dubai.
I think I'd rather go to Martha's Vineyard. Doug's got it right. It's so much easier.
You can also get sailboats in Martha's Vineyard. That's a good point. It's a little closer. You can also sail to Catalina from
There's
right
that.
here.
Right here in the marina.
I do, man, boating would have been a good activity to do. So Vinny never came back, huh?
No.
I wonder what happened.
Can't tell you why. I can look at his floor right here.
Do you think that's our end? Do you think that problem happened?
No.
No, huh?
No, because, I mean, we're still going.
It's a really
We're still
nice
operating.
floor. I mean, their floor rivals our. It almost looks like we're looking at Grand Theft Auto. It looks like we're looking at the floor of the club in Grand Theft Auto right now, doesn't it?
The strip club. Here's the pole.
It looks like
So
video
funny.
game lighting.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really happy to be through the open house. And now, oh shit.
That was me. I just left the room and I'm going to go back in and
Okay,
see if
I
maybe
just heard
he-
myself in my other headphone and it got crazy. Now it feels like pretty normal. Now it's just like after getting through training plus all that huge pile of press cars I had, plus the open house.
Did you get through all of those press cars? Did you drive them all?
Film. Oh, this would be a good time to talk about the car I didn't film.
There we go. Let's at least put it on the podcast.
I drove there isn't even a picture of it to put on the Instagram. I didn't do anything with it.
Well, what's it called? I'll look it
It's a
up.
Mercedes GLE 53 AMG, and it's the sport roof, the coupe, GLE 53 coupe. I put 80 miles on it in a week. And those miles are almost exclusively driving between my house and the shop. That gray is about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. That's it. It's actually, as a daily driver, it was quite nice. But what I kept
It's a
going back
pretty-looking
to
SUV.
is because this was my first time driving any of the AMGs that weren't the big motor. This was my
Oh.
first mediocre AMG in
Okay.
terms of like power. Like it's the first one that wasn't the big V8.
Because as we all know, AMG is making economy cars now.
Right, pretty much. Well, there's on the one hand, it's like wouldn't it be pragmatic for you to say, I want the suspension, I want the looks, I want the interior, but I just am driving around the city, so I don't need a giant turbo V8, and maybe something that makes good power but is a little more economical is a wise idea, right?
I guess.
On the other hand,
Makes sense.
you could have that
In a regular Mercedes.
and have it not be an AMG. So, but this engine, the 53 engine, is interesting because it's a 6 with a turbo and an electric supercharger. And the electric supercharger is one of those 48-volt mild hybrid deals, so it spins up real quick, and it's got a better start-stop system that's a little more responsive. It's actually very nice. It was very nice, but it was the one I drove had option creep into the danger zone. It was over $100,000. Ooh, which for an AMG that doesn't have the big motor is too much money. If you told me it was 75 or 80, I'd go, okay, I get this. But over 100K, it was too much.
The cheap AMG should.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So I didn't make a video of it because I just didn't have the time, and it wasn't that interesting a video. It wouldn't have done well. But I have the GT53 starting today. Okay. Which is the 4-door coupe thing, the AMG. It's like the new CLS, right? The GT sedan, but with the 53 engine. So that I'll film. That'll do better.
Okay.
So we'll reference one in the other. But I got almost all the way through the press cars. I filmed like almost all of them.
Were they dropping something off this before? Or was that just people? Was that just customers coming and going? Yeah. There were trucks here when we pulled up.
There was a shit show here earlier. We had 3 trucks. We had a truck show up at every entrance at the same time. Look, if that's the worst that a shit show is, that's not so bad. We had one coming in, and then we had 2 going out, and 2 of them. You know what? I was shipping my mother's Jaguar back to Connecticut.
Oh, no shit.
She got I had that car was out here because my parents were renovating their house. And
wait, they live in Connecticut now?
My parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
They go South Carolina as opposed to what, New York?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they moved. We lived in Purchase, New York, which is
that's right. You could throw
100 yards over the border.
Yeah.
Right. And then like 10 years ago they moved to Greenwich.
Oh,
so
okay.
just like right up the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happens to be on the other side. But
sorry.
Oh, my mom's Jag. Whatever.
She
sent it out here while their house was being renovated, and now their house is done. And she's like, "Hey," and I was all, I need it for filler in the open house. I need to fill some rack space, and I'll send it back after. So I did. So I sent it back.
That's pretty funny.
What a good kid.
I put 4,000 miles on it while I was here.
Did you really?
Yeah, I came out here with 2,700 miles and went back with 6,700 miles.
It needed it.
Of course it needed it. It needed it. Hannah needed a car, and it worked out.
Oh, did she daily drive it?
Yeah, for a little bit. And then when I bought the van, she was like, "Oh, I'll be having that." She much prefers.
And she's good with the right-hand drive and all that? No big deal?
Yeah. She don't care about that.
Really?
Yeah. You know how you know she's good with the right-hand drive? When she gets back into a left-hand drive car and hits the wrong stalk.
Oh.
Most people fuck it up when they're driving the
way.
right-hand drive cars. When she fucks it up when she comes back to the other side, she's used to the right-hand drive now.
Did she ever drive overseas anywhere?
No. No, this is the first right-hand drive car she's ever driven.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Before I bought it, I took her with. I was like, "Listen, if you hate this, just fucking speak up. It's fine.
It's no big deal.
You are not required to like this at all." And she tried it, and I made her like parallel park it and all this stuff. And she was like, "Oh no, this is pretty cool. Like I can get down with this." And then she started driving it around, and because it's got such good visibility, it's not like it's a little sports car. It's got big vertical panes of glass,
and you're high up already.
Yeah, you know what she hasn't figured out yet? What to do with a car that has no engine in front of
no
you.
Snout.
Yeah, when you pull up in traffic, she leaves these fucking...
the Gap police.
Bro, I could park an F-150 in this Gap. And I'm like, "Hannah, the Gap is enormous." And she's like, "Is it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then when I drive the van and she's there, I leave a normal size Gap. And she's like, "You're so close." I'm like, "Hannah, our faces are the front."
Yeah, your knees are the most forward thing in the car.
There's no more forward. It's face, glass, and then the car in front of you. That's how you do that math.
It's so awesome. I love that thing. It looks like a toy I had when I was a kid.
It does. It is the most charming vehicle that you can drive. I mean,
it's happy, right?
It's happy. It's unassuming. People look at you like their eyes aren't working right. Which
What
is
am I
really
seeing
fun.
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah. I drove it up to AAA earlier, and people in line were looking at me like I was nuts. Which maybe I was. They're probably writing down out-of-state plates at AAA.
They probably think it looks Mad Max now, not that it actually came that way, right? They probably think, oh, somebody's ready for the end of the world.
Maybe, yeah. Because overlanding is like so hot right now. Did you guys? I saw
Zoolander?
Yeah, I did. Did you guys see the survey that came out that you guys probably aren't on these stupid emails that I'm on, but 60% of new car shoppers in June and July cited off-road capability as
being
their
an
top
important-
top priority.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's coolness, or do you think people are reading into the end of the world, getting ready for Mad Max?
I think it's what we've got. I think camping
just where we are.
And off-roading is how we are going to vacation away from people.
It's all we have left.
That's
right
what
now.
we've got. Yeah, man. Doing that trip in end of July, that road trip, the RVs are sold out. We're past RVs.
Right.
Everyone has an RV now.
Interesting.
Fucking everybody has an RV. That's how people are going to do this one.
Did you? I saw the pin behind you the other day. We didn't talk about it though. Did that 996 road trip guy come in?
Yeah, he did.
That's awesome.
I can't remember his name. He was
Brock.
Brock.
Yeah.
He was very nice. He brought me his.
I'm glad he made it in. I couldn't get it out either.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
did?
got it out. He
Okay.
brought me his lean customs pen, which is really complicated because it has a magnetic ladder on it to get up to his rooftop tent. So this is a dude, I guess, who's it's become like his shtick. He put a camper top, one of those rooftop tent things.
The whole thing, yeah.
On a Porsche 996, and
I'm pulling it up now.
I'm not sure. He said he's been it's been some time. Like he's been living out of that thing like that for like a minute, right?
Yeah, and
Like months, if not years.
here it is.
Did he tell me? I forget. Did he tell me 2 years when I said how long you been doing this? I think he might have said 2 years.
I'm not sure, but enough to accumulate 61,000 followers. And this is the guy who was going to do our show the other day when we had Torchinsky come in at the last minute. This guy Brock ended up having to do something at the PEC all night, so he canceled on us. And
maybe
that's,
sleep there.
yeah, maybe. Oh, they had the movie night. They had the movie night thing. They had the movie night.
I mean,
thing.
if I was him, I'd be like, let me park this inside. I'm just gonna I would night at the museum, fucking
Right.
oh
everywhere.
yes, all day long.
Like I should have offered. I didn't offer because it didn't occur to me at the time. But I should offer that he could just set that fucking thing up in the warehouse in the cathedral
Oh, that's
room.
funny.
Fuck, I could put him up on a lift. Set him up
Leave
like
him there all night.
bro. While he's sleeping, just good luck. You can really, yeah. We went. Hannah and I went up the lift for a photo the other day, and it's like you really got to trust the person at the other end of that lift.
I thought that
you can't get down.
you
from
were
up there.
practically not. You weren't even that high, but I thought the same thing.
Yeah. No, if that person decides that you're staying up there, you're definitely staying up there. Or you're going to break a leg or two on the way down because there's no good way. We don't have those, you're not supposed to have people up there at all. So it's not like there's emergency ladders or anything. It's just like, jump fucker. Like, that's all you got. Oh, man.
Where was it? There was a picture
What?
of you guys on the lift. I thought on your Instagram.
Oh,
I was looking for it.
it probably, that one. It's probably in there. Yeah, it's like the third or fourth photo in there. Let's keep going.
There
it
we
is,
go.
yeah.
I thought that was a great shot
Well,
with
that's
your Countach underneath.
That's the iPhone version of. There's a professional
of
photo.
Nate's shot?
Not Nate's shot. Because Hannah and I are going to be on the cover of the November issue of Venice Living magazine.
Oh, pardon me.
Very exciting. So that was the setup, and then for the actual shot, they moved the Countach forward so it was right underneath us. But yeah, that's pretty much the shot for the magazine cover, which
That's
is
awesome.
Which is nice, actually. That should be good for business, I guess. Maybe, hopefully.
Yes.
We'll see.
I think it's nice for you guys.
It'll be nice because I can frame it and send it to my parents and be like, "Are you proud of me yet? Be proud of me, please." Please be proud of me. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's what's happening this week. I wanted to do more on this show, but we lost the Vinny. Still, that tour was pretty boss, wasn't it?
That place, I didn't know what to expect when you said he was
cool.
doing it from work. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, his new gig is pretty awesome. So the deal, what he was trying to get into
Number
when he got
one
cut
Vins.
off. Yeah, so this place, a lot of the stuff that they restore, they buy it, and then they restore it, and then they sell it.
Oh.
That's
So this is a sort of a flip by restore.
they do
sort
more of this, and they have, I think they have, because he said curated investments, I think they have one of those funds. I think it's
like a hedge fund deal?
I think it's like a hedge fund for cars
Sure.
with a resto shop attached to it. It's that kind of thing. But they buy crazy fucking cars. I mean, I follow them on Instagram. It's We Are Curated on Instagram, and it's like, now in the shop, Diablo with 6 miles on it, and never been titled. It's like every week it's just like something completely ridiculous. So
Yeah, there's that
look at
Benz we just saw.
That gold. That's a gold Diablo 6.0. Yeah, one owner, 488 miles. Yeah. What a waste. A Diablo 6.0 undriven, that would be an absolute waste. Because those 6.0s drive real nice. Real nice, Clark. Telling you.
I'm saying, real nice.
But there's an RV.
We're taking it with us when we leave here next month. Don't you go falling in love with it.
Yeah, that place is cool. All right, well, we'll have to get Vinny back on another show.
It's been almost an hour.
Huh?
It's been almost an hour.
I know. Since he was gone, yeah, I think
No,
he's
yeah,
total. Yeah,
No, the whole thing.
I think he's not coming back, but that's okay.
bummer.
We'll figure it out. Sorry, guys. That's our show for tonight. I have a show scheduled, but Friday. Yeah, Friday afternoon. Spike and Paul Zuckerman and Ferriston
Are they coming here?
They're coming here.
Nice.
Yes. Spike said he would pick up his car here. Zuckerman was like, "Can you just drive it fucking back?" I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." So I drove his Sport Quattro with no plates.
Oh, so you brought the Sport Quattro back already?
Yeah, I brought it back already. But he was like, I was like, "Paul, is this thing registered?" He's like, "Nah, but fuck it." I was like, "All right, cool, man. You're a lawyer. Bail me out if I get arrested."
There you
okay?
go.
Yeah.
He's the guy who can do it.
Love that.
Spike and Paul will be here Friday. Thanks for joining us, Nicole.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for producing, Jay.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to Vinny for attempting that technology that didn't work out,
I
unfortunately.
think we had a good 20, 25 minutes with him.
That was fun. I mean, the video tour was cool. If you were just listening to the audio, definitely go back to the first 25 minutes of the show and check out the video that Vinny was sending in. That's our show. Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and ideally something to say.